Уважаемые коллеги,
Dear colleagues, good afternoon. It is my pleasure to welcome you all at the Russian Tajik Business Council meeting during Kazan Forum, Islamic World. First of all, I'd like to express my gratitude to the government of Tajikistan and to the Ministry of Trade and to their organizing committee for this fantastic job that you did to put this forum and very serious approach to this kind of event. It is a lot of work, and I know we all appreciate it. First of all, discussing the Business Council. And just about a few words about the work of the Business Council, Russian Tajik Business Council. It's been a lot of different events together with the government of the Russian Federation and the Republic of Tajikistan. We had several meetings with over 1,000 participants. I won't talk about the MOUs that were signed, but during this time, very short time, we managed to create a very effective communication channel between the Russian and Tajik business, and also between the both governmental and public sort of channels for the communications, and managed to highlight the priority ways to do cooperation. And of course, I mean, both of the countries are very strategic partners. And it has to do with the current geopolitical situation. In this year, we're finalizing the projects that are set for the strengthening the economic ties between our countries. Considering also the contemporary business trends. So during our meeting today, we'd like to focus on some key aspects of the cooperation, and to talk about the finance structure and to talk about the Russian companies and industrial park in Tajikistan, to talk about different formats and new formats of financing within this cooperation, to talk about the capacity building and professional sort of staff for successful initiatives that we started thanks to the work together. And I definitely thank my team for a lot of work that they put into it. And I'll eventually finalize my presentation, just giving a chance and giving the floor on behalf of the Russian Federation's Chamber of Industry and Trade. Dear colleagues, as we agreed, we're having our next meeting today, and it is such a pleasure to be welcomed with the hospitality of Tajikistan here. The last 2 years, we've been focusing on several important objectives. It is focused on the bilateral cooperation and trade. Just in the last few months, 6 regions of Russia had a chance to travel to various fairs and forums in Tajikistan. One more team is going there in the mid of June in Sardinia. It's going to be a big forum there. about the vegetable fair and also about light industries. Our main objective for the council is to organize under sort of like our own umbrella, to organize different companies. The companies that will be sort of like intercommission sort of forum and event. And definitely, we'd like to see how they can advance together, both Russian and Tajik companies, and see what can be achieved together again on various programs and projects. The second objective is lobbying in a positive way. Of course, I mean that of Russian projects into Russia, into Tajikistan. We finalized a regular export of certain products. I'm sorry, import of certain products from Tajikistan into Russia, and it is there's quite a lot of interest among the Russian consumers in Tajik products. The goods exchange, I think it would be Evgeny Karenkov who will be talking about it. He knows quite a lot about it, so I won't take the words out of his mouth, but let him talk about it later. And third one is just sort of bringing the regions of Tajikistan and the regions of Russia closer and closer together for industrial advancement. We definitely, I mean, the way we sort of cooperate with Tajikistan is not just, it's just not just another state, another country, but Tajikistan has quite a strategic position because it is a hub into Afghanistan, into other neighboring countries, and it's quite advantageous in that way. So it's definitely a strategic partner for us, for the Russian Federation. I wish you all a very fruitful and productive day. And once again, I thank the government of Tatarstan and just for giving us the chance to meet together, to discuss, and to see what else we can do together. Thank you, Vladimir Ivanich. So, Oleg Vladimirovich, I mean, we all talk about the hospitality of Tatarstan and their organizing skills. We've said quite a lot, but it is quite impressive. But things that are happening between Russia and Tajikistan, they're quite active as well, and there are a lot of visits. Different teams from various ministries, and especially from the Ministry of Trade. And I'd like to see more, to hear more about what is going on from the Business Council, Russian Tajik Business Council. So just in the beginning again, I also want to thank, for us it is the 15th forum for us, Kazan Islamic World. It is a form of putting people together closer and closer with the Islamic world. And yesterday, the plenary meeting during the share of about the vision of the Russian Islamic world, that it is for today, it is one of the fundamental and very important is the fact, it was said that the fact that the faith of Islam and the faith of the Russian Orthodoxy, it is quite a stable foundation to build the economy, the families, bringing up our youth. And as today we're having the Russian Tajik Business Council meeting today, it is first for our countries to become closer with each other, to find the common points and the points to grow together, and most importantly, that they will keep the faith that they were given by our ancestors. Not a lukewarm faith of some kind, but a solid, faith. So let us not give in to the fables, but work on the stable faith of our ancestors. It's been a long time that we deal with Tajikistan, and we definitely have excellent relationships. And when we had a state visit and had a uh, and gave a public lecture and shared the sort of like the speech of inspiring speech. It definitely leads us to continue working together, whether it's in medicine, and our company, for example, Tatneft. I mean, brings a lot of materials into Tajikistan. Kamaz works a lot. Other medical companies are working quite a lot. And there's a lot of equipment that is being brought into Tajikistan. And as it was said, that Tajikistan also has a lot of positive projects that can be united and sort of steered more into bringing more positive things for the people. So when we were trying to understand who is the main sort of like provider of the resources, and we also reached out to Mikhail Jabbar from Azerbaijan, and they're also interested. We decided to meet all together just to build up a platform not far from the factory of the aluminium production and exporting later to Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan, and other places. And it's quite a big resource. The medical herbs in the mountains of Tajikistan, it is something that is so effective and so useful for the medical researchers here in Russia, and we definitely we have a medical mission that will be going there soon. So apart from the economical ties and relationships that we have a lot of cooperation in education, and thousands of young guys from Tajikistan are coming here to Russia. So, I mean, our youth is the future of our countries. And also in Tajikistan, there are about 15,000 of Tatar, and it's quite a good foundation or another block in that foundation of friendship. And Roman Andreevich, who's not with us at the moment, but he will be telling us later about forming the of industrial parks. And it is being discussed to create one industrial park in Tajikistan. So we'll be sort of diving into that, trying to realize this particular project. And in general, as it was said, Tajikistan is a hub of into going into Afghanistan, Pakistan, even China, and elsewhere. So, I mean, the Tajik agenda in my own life, thanks to some of you colleagues, I mean, it's been something that I really focus on. I mean, working with the government and with the Ministry of Trade and Industries. So it's important. It's important to continue working, and I really thank you to the trade representation who is really supporting us whenever we have questions or anything. I mean, they really follow things up. So thank you so much on behalf of the government of Tatarstan.
Thank you very much for these figures, for numbers, and for being precise. This is the signature of the Republic of Tatarstan, and I'm sure you'll have a lot of good things, very fruitful. And here we are. We go further, we go deeper into the regions, and I would like to give the floor to the Deputy Chairman of the Cabinet of Ministers of the Chuvash Republic, Minister of Economic Development and Property Relations of the Chuvash Republic. And I must stress that they are focused on Tajikistan and they go deep, they go wide and into different spheres. So I'm very happy to welcome you here. Please, the floor is yours. Dear Islan Zamirovich, I remember how we met 1 year ago. That was the mission by Mr. Mishustin to Tajikistan, and it was a broad agenda of the 9th International Conference on Cooperation between Russia and Tajikistan. And of course, we remember the vibes, the atmosphere, and your personal involvement. And you just made us love this Republic of Tajikistan. And since then, the cooperation between the companies took place, and of course it was a drive that you gave to our cooperation between Tajikistan and the Republic of Chuvash, and we entered this union council, and the delegation that was visiting and the Republic and the mission assisting the delegation. I must say that they signed agreements and they are right now working with each other. And we discover this republic, and it's not only about the industry, it is also true about medicine, about human resources, education. And we say that for us, this interaction, this cooperation with the Republic of Tajikistan is taking new speeds and paces. So one more time, we give this huge thankfulness to Mr. Harubchenko, and I've been to Innopolis recently. It's absolutely one love. And our neighbors, good neighbors, and we also have Ruslan Zamirovich is here, so there is no way, no excuse for us not to come here. So I would like to say, and regards from Oleg Alexeyevich Nikolai, from the head of the Republic of Chuvashia, and I would like to pass these regards to all the members of this assembly. On my side, I will not break into the details, but I would like to stress in terms of one of the main focuses on cooperation between the Chuvash Republic and Tajikistan, we understand our specialization. Industry, electric, technical companies, and we here have quite a good basement in Tajikistan in terms of cooperation. And I know there is a program on modernization that was launched there in energy power sector, and we come up with a number, a whole registry of elements that we transfer from our Republic of Chuvashia to Tajikistan. And we consider the list of companies and how to enter Dushanbe platform to make sure we'll start with the development and cooperation in terms of placing our production cycles there. And I here bring the report on the electric cluster. We now have over 200 companies working in this sphere. It's about 1/5 of the whole industry involved in the Republic. So we are very high tech. This is our main focus. And the companies are very high tech and very interesting, starting from electrical mechanics, yes, and including digital complexes, starting from production to commissioning and automated management systems. And therefore, we here see a way for us to go, a niche, and we understand that Tajikistan has a lot of hydropower stations, and we've had an honor to meet the Minister of the Republic of Tajikistan. And we also defined a number of educational programs and how to train human resources in this electric power sphere. And our companies, they expose interest in future cooperation. And here you see the main consumers, geography, the geography of delivery, of supply, and how we interact. And we also have quite a good basement in terms of education and training. We start with the high school, and then we proceed with vocational education and then higher education. It is a very well thought programs of human resources training and education, and the region may become the center for the development of electric power and in terms of software development and design. And we traditionally host the largest in the Russian Federation, the international conference and Expo, Relove Expo, and we had the largest representative stakeholders coming to this expo, and we have very good show up, and we have partners from Tajikistan Republic visiting us, interested parties, and we've placed good contacts, and I think we'll develop on this agenda. On the whole, I would like to one more time to thank for giving me this opportunity, and the companies prove their interest in development of our relationships. Thank you very much. Thank you. And despite of electric power and technical class, I would like to stress that the Republic of Chuvashia also is a leader in furniture production and one of the leaders in the Russian Federation. They also are showcased in Tajikistan, and agriculture. And here we have representatives of this sector. Chuvash Khlieb Product, bread products of the Republic of Chuvashia, and together with Tajikistan partners, Sonmo Invest, we now signed the agreement, and we would like to welcome everyone. We are very happy that you're here, that you decided to sign this agreement. Thank you very much. And I would like to give the floor. We've mentioned this industrial park, and it is one of the main strategic directions of our cooperation with the Republic of Tajikistan. I'd like to give the floor to the representative, trade representative of Russia, and they represent this technopark in Tajikistan. And Roman Andreevich in person visited Tajikistan, and I remember how we did the site visits in the north of Dushanbe, in the south of Tajikistan, and we were going deep and diving into this agenda. So I must say that you proved to be so proactive, and together with other representatives of other representatives such as Mr. Gruzdiev and this trade representative office of Russia in Tajikistan with Mr. Karenkov, and I am sure it will become locomotive for our future cooperation. Thank you very much. Indeed, it's our common efforts and joint joint efforts, and we here have the regions contributing very, tremendously. And I would not like to break into the general tracks. I would like to bring this practical-oriented cases, and I will start with the following. Why does the state need such a format of cooperation with our partners, friends, and colleagues from other countries? We see the distances the perspective till 2030, one of the first strategic stages to develop the industrial cooperation. The president of the Russian Federation, Vladimir Putin, described to hit the records of 2/3 of export in power sector comparing to the previous year, and then it is another stage that comes in 2025 till 2030, and the presidential order 309 on growing of the export that I've mentioned. We hope that our national project will develop, and it will have the needed set of tools to meet these goals. And here we've revised our approaches to export development. The situation is different at the moment, and we understand that we do not only promote the supplies to the traditional markets where the Russian product is known and export grows, but it is relevant and vital to discover new markets, and we need to be systematic and very precise to make sure it will be a sustainable presence of Russia in this region, in this country. And we offered to come up with a dedicated federal project with the name, let's say, maybe planned name, the development of international infrastructure. It did not exist before, so we want to shape the instruments and measures to stimulate, to promote the sustainable presence of the Russian products in our friendly markets. What is this infrastructure? What do we mean? We mean this consequent organization and management of the resources, and the logistics hubs, management, transport hubs, ports, and of course, what we want to focus our discussion on is the topic of industrial parks. So the Russian Federation, as the state, decided to promote the industrial cooperation in the territories of the friendly countries. Why do we need it? First of all, it is the technology exchange, this experience, knowledge exchange, and exchange of goods that are not produced in other countries, or they are produced in a different standard. And in this case, we can offer a lot of helpful support to our partners in Tajikistan, because Russian industry has not only lost their competences in industry, but in chemistry, in metal production, and other spheres. We have proved to showcase growth within these 2 years, and we have obtained new directions, and in fact, we have come up with the industries that we almost lost before. So just to give an example, cosmetics and perfume goods, before we considered it as an economy segment, but now we have such a good spread of Russian producers, and we grew more than 100% in retail, the presence of our products. And we have clients, they buy these good quality products, and they are confident in this quality. So what is the way to restore the industries that existed in Soviet Union? And Dmitry Ivanovich touched upon that, about their competences in terms of production of electric equipment. And we know that in Tajikistan, there was a serious industrial cluster producing such products, and we still have this transformer hub, and we can restore some of the operations. But there are some industries where we could go and start these tracks in Tajikistan, considering the human resources and logistics and raw materials supply and this backward flow. And we could produce something there. Another reason for the Russian business and, of course, Tajik business to create such projects is to develop and expand their presence in export markets for the Russian producers and to provide the supply of the products that we need in the Russian Federation. And definitely we'll come back and again we'll come back to this topic of this light industry, and we understand the gaps in terms of supply, raw materials, in terms of cotton, and we need to find new supply chains and production cycles in order to bring our clients the best quality product in a good variety. We understand that a lot of brands, they left the Russian market, and as for the moment we assess the need in support of import of clothes and food from unfriendly countries. Why do we need it? We try to assess it. We want to understand that Russian industries can provide they can meet the demand as well as the production cycles in our friendly countries. So this is the system we want to build and balance. We understand that Tajikistan is a very convenient transport hub, geographical hub, and we understand it is at the crossroads of supply chains. We can go further on to southeast and south, and it is a good perspective. And last but not least, another focus our business should pay attention to. The focus in Tajikistan is the South Coast and the volume of regular costs in Tajikistan, and to compare it to the alternative platforms in other countries. It is not a secret that it's obvious that the economic reasoning is higher than in other places, and I will not break into the details about that, but we need to understand it. We support, we promote, we develop, and very often we make decisions on development, design of such kind of industrial parks in other countries all over the world. And yesterday, with our colleagues from the Arab Emirates, discussed such opportunities.
So we talked also with colleagues from Kazakhstan and also with partners in China. So the real advantage of Tajikistan is the economical effectiveness and effectiveness of the investment. And the final part of my presentation, I've tried to tell you why we are doing it, but the final is how. How can we do that? So we agreed with our colleagues that this project will be set up in several sort of stages. The first is the industrial park, right in the heart of the Republic in Dushanbe. It's an area of a former industrial factory, and it's a wonderful platform where we can organize different business meetings, because it is in the capital of Tajikistan. And it has several roads that lead to that particular area, so it's very convenient. And it's a possibility of inviting potential partners from all over the world. There is an airport, and people can fly in. So we decided that this will be the first platform of that kind for the future. And on the grounds of this former industrial factory, we'll do their renovation, and we'll sort of set up everything for the potential Russian investors and for the Tajik partners who will be able to start working right away, right after the innovation. And all of the expenses will be covered by us. We'll have our own sort of management company who will be represented by one of the leaders of of this particular market in the Russian Federation. We've got a lot of good potential the last 15 years, especially it has been developed in management and management of this kind of industrial parks, techno parks, and almost each and every industrial region can boast about having their parks well managed. And now we are in Tatarstan, and I have to mention that that there are quite a lot of leaders in this management market, and such companies as Arab Mansurovich mentioned about Himgrad, the chemical city, which again used to be one of the sort of like former Soviet industrial area, and then later turned into this very strong company. So, I mean, they're doing a lot of projects, not just with foreign investment, but doing with other partners. Yesterday, we visited another colleague, Timur Aliyevich, and in Uzbekistan, and definitely colleagues from the Kamsk Industrial Park, who are also doing projects in Uzbekistan. I mean, these are just several companies to mention who are leaders in the market in terms of building and managing the industrial park. So it definitely proves that we are on a very high level in terms of doing these kind of industrial park projects. We agree with our colleagues that we will be discussing the details, which I'm not at liberty to share right now, but the special tax zone, we've got definitely advantages in terms of payment for renting, other sort of advantages in terms of payment, thanks to the investment thing that will be taken out of the federal budget into pain. And the resident, I mean, an area where the industrial park will be used, they'll be covering some minor expenses. And of course, it goes without saying that that we're planning this project under the umbrella of the international cooperation. There is a lot of help from the governments, both from the Russian Federation and Tajikistan, to work together in this market, to protect the funding invested into it, and to give the full access to the potential partners. So this park in Dushanbe will be the first sort of stage of such projects in Tajikistan. It was already said that quite a lot of things have been covered about other areas for potential parks. I mean, we covered all the ground in terms of visiting potential areas for building such parks, and that's just one of the first I'm mentioning. There are different formats, not just the reconstruction of the previous, like from the Soviet days. I mean, there are so-called greenfields or special economic zones that are considered to be areas where we'll build such parks from I mean ground zero, basically from nothing. And in conclusion, I'd like to say that in our republic that I mean, a lot of you know who already have been working with Tajikistan, I mean, especially if you work with the trade representation. And I'll say a few words on behalf of the trade representation that colleagues will be working with you day and night. They're ready to show you any areas you want to see, and share all the conditions of what is out there, the commercial conditions, and any support that is needed. And I'm speaking right now to businesses. This trade representation is it is their goal, one of their objectives, actually. I mean, to support the potential investors who want to be there, who want to open an industrial park. So my goal was not just to talk a little bit about the project, but also to cover sort of to share some of the motivational factors for the investment. And I mean, today it is a business council meeting of Russia and Tajikistan. And I thank you all colleagues, I mean, from other countries as well, who are here to hear us. And I hope you're interested in such projects. We also have these ideas about sort of like the chain of projects and events that we can organize to share more, to discuss more, and possibly to start cooperating together. Thank you very much. Thank you, Roman Andreevich. Yeah, definitely. I mean, as a conclusion, later we'll be saying about some of the companies that are definitely interesting, and there is a lot of support from the Ministry of Trade and Industry, and about the activities of the trade representation of Tajikistan. We talk quite a lot about it. Because I mean the trade representation itself, I mean it plays a big role and provides a direct contact with the partners. And I mean they promote our services, our products, and identify new potential areas for the investment. And thanks to their work, I mean, our new relationship are set up and supported in a great deal. Evgeny Anatolyevich, it is your floor. Thank you. Dear colleagues, I mean, shared quite a lot about the Russian trade representation and representative in Tajikistan. Before I start my brief presentation, I was asked to share about the projects that have been already supported by the trade representative. And of course, I'll mention that briefly. But let me just share a few words. I mean, I often say whenever the first sort of like meeting that we had a few years ago, I noticed that I mean the serious approach and sort of goals for the future. I mean they were set in such a way that it was very impressive. And you, as a colleague, as a partner, in our work together, we're doing. I mean, in both of our countries, we're doing the same work. We go on the same path, and I want to thank you. I want to thank you for that, and I hope we are doing the same thing and being supportive as you are. So, Oleg Vladimirovich, I mean, did say a few words. So uh, let me also say a few words about. I mean, about the forum. I mean, for us, this 15th forum is it's sort of like a jubilee event in a way. Yesterday we had an industrial dialogue of Russia and Tajikistan, and great speakers, serious issues raised. The work that is done by Tatarstan in Tajikistan is impressive. It cannot go unnoticed. All the industrial initiatives. I mean, it definitely highlights the cooperation between Russia and Tajikistan. And it's quite active, especially since the mid of last year. One more thing I'd like to add on behalf of the trade representative, that a lot of business people want to sort of like emerge in the market of Tajikistan. And we'd like to say the sort of like systematic entry into the multifaceted market that exists there. And if I am to talk about concrete projects, I wanted to talk about the trade exchange and goods exchange, but I mean, once again, it's a pleasure that the Russian trade representative and representation is often invited into Tajikistan, and we really appreciate the work of our colleagues there in Tajikistan. I mean, there's going to be a big team from a gay region, and of course from Moscow as usually. So just couple things. As I've been working in Tajikistan, the it was before it was 1.7 billion dollars. Right now, in rubles, is 55 billion. Perhaps maybe the number is not that significant comparing with other countries, but between Russia and Tajikistan is quite significant. Second thing is, I mean, there are a lot of subjects of the Russian Federation that I involve in working with Tajikistan, about 67 different subjects and companies. And there's quite a lot of export into Tajikistan. So what else I want to say is that in Tajikistan, there is there's definitely a need for extra financing for the trends of 2020 as set by the president of Russia. There are about four different goals: is the industrial, the food security, decreasing the poverty level. And there's quite a good business climate that is out there. And this process sort of like has its momentum right now. I mean, deepening the relationship and the business momentum of cooperation there. Tajikistan is interesting in creating the joint ventures in various branches: food, textile, light industry, mining. And there are quite a lot of sort of like advancement in the last few years. First of all, if we talk about the light industries, and as you know, for Tajikistan, it was quite a leading industry for them back in the Soviet days. And they're sort of regaining the momentum. It's a bit of a renaissance with 300 days of sunlight, sunny days, and excellent climate, and the regional, so the geographical position, I mean, does provide a lot of positive things for the light industries. So since 2022, the textile industry cluster from growing cotton to other things. I mean, it is on the big rise. And nowadays, I mean, speaking of cotton, I mean, there are quite a few advancements there. And that particular one of the projects is until 2027, and over, I mean, the budgets are quite big. Another one is is the shoe factory. It's both for the military and for the non-military personnel. We decided to localize and change and renew the equipment. I'm sorry, for the production. And right now, it's more than 100 million rubles invested. And again, it's one of the leaders of the shoe industry in Tajikistan. So that's one of the companies that was relocated into Tajikistan and sort of started there. So the technologies that I use there, they're quite new and quite innovative. And together with them, we're doing this project both from the Russian counterparts and Tajik counterparts. I'd like to say also that in automotive industry, the KAMAZ activity is quite big for the last 2 years. It has a lot of priorities there. There are a few technical moments there. And we're talking about the expansion of their KAMAZ activity. This year as well, it's the first time that we opened the auto dealer of Vaz. Lada cars started to be sold. So currently in the CIS, there's no region left untouched where you cannot find a Russian car Lada after us. Of course, medical industry. Gemotest, the Russian company, started working in Tajikistan. And currently, there are about 39 medical labs. The plan is to have 50 in the years to come of different medical establishments and medical labs. And I mean, about $500 million rubles were invested. They're quite unique. I mean, the research that has been done in these labs is quite interesting. So thanks to them, thanks to these labs, I mean, there is quite a lot of research done, and just the number of it is just about 3,000 different kind of research projects that have been done. Other spheres of industry are also being developed. So the Russian investment, I mean, some of it is restarting. I mean, as some of you know, back in 2018, the financement dried out in a way and was closed, but now things are being restarted. And from September 2023, some of the Russian investment is coming back in a new strength, in a new wave. Romastavod, Cartex, these are some of the companies that are quite active. And they're producing various products, I mean, with a budget of 6 billion rubles. It's the first project that will be one of the leaders as well in the region, hopefully. So I think, I mean, the cooperation between Russia and Tajikistan has a lot of potential. Rosatom is one of the active partners as well. It's recultivating the area of the former Soviet sort of like area for the uranium storage, and is also, in terms of when it comes to minerals, both construction of the nuclear stations and other things. I mean, these are just a few of the key projects that have been conducted, and there, as I said, a lot of potential is out there, and Russia is still there as a potential partner.
And we have a great potential that is still on the developed in this sphere. So we welcome everyone to Tajikistan. Have a good day, fruitful work. Thank you very much. Thank you for your attention. Thank you, Evgeny Anatolievich. And I have a message that we go beyond the schedule, so I kindly ask you just to limit yourself to 3 minutes presentation, because we want to have more practical cases, issues discussed, and I hope to have a session of questions and answers. So right now, I will offer the topic of competences of technological park development, and the Russian Federation is ready to share its technologies and know-how with our friendly countries, neighbors, colleagues, and we hope that this experience will allow us to create this efficient and competitive platform, providing for the development of economy in Tajikistan and providing for bringing investments to the Republic of Tajikistan. So excuse me, but please have your presentation limited to 3 minutes. We want to have a broader discussion. And I would like to give the floor to the General Director of Himgrad, Mr. Gizatulin. Thank you very much. Thank you for giving me the floor. Thank you for invitation, and I will share on the development of industrial park in Tajikistan. So I kindly ask to put my presentation on the screen. So we work with industrial parks for 18 years. The first one was Himgrad in 2006 in Kazan, and it was the initiative of the government of the Republic of Tatarstan. And now we have more than 370 companies. First of all, it's SME, and the platform develops, and we have a vast experience in redevelopment of the territory and focused work with smaller clients. And we now work with the Republic of Tajikistan. Thank you for your announcement. And also we work with Uzbekistan, the two platforms that we have there, Chirchik and Jizaks, and it's Uzbekistan destination, and the success is provided by the ready premises for the accommodation of residents, and it is a very important solution that provides for localization of the production cycles. As for Tajikistan experience, we cooperate very densely with the Ministry of Industry and Technologies, with the government of the Republic of Tajikistan. So thank you, the Russian Tajik Business Council and our chambers of commerce of both countries. And today we think that this experience that we have in the Russian Federation on development of such industrial platforms, it can be implemented in the operations of development of export and implementation of joint projects in this sphere. Together with that, the Republic of Tajikistan offers a preferential, beneficial regime to draw the investments, to offer attractiveness. So we could offer the Russian companies the conditions that they're used to in order to work in this destination. And we are interested in the following: the decisions, the solutions that we have in the Russian Federation on white industrial and in this ready premises and built to suit premises. This is something that we have to offer. This is our know-how. And this is the format that we use in Tajikistan, and it provides for the growth of turnover. It's about the deep production of cotton, there's equipment production, machinery production. We use the hydro resources, the renewable energy resources. So it's a vast spectrum of operations that we do and opportunities we offer. We've been to many sites in Tajikistan, and we consider that we should at most use the provisions of the existing engineering infrastructure in Tajikistan, and we expect the maximum benefits given to such a platform to make sure that it will be attractive for industrial companies, and we expect to have additional finance from different institutions of development in the Russian Federation that are functioning and operating. And we expect to have the premises ready within a short period of time and to launch this industrial park. Interest given from the side of the Tajik Republic is very high, and we on a regular basis discuss such opportunities. And thank you, the Ministry of Industry and Trade, that provides us with such opportunities. And from our side, we invite Russian business to go there, to give it a try, and it is a convenient and beneficial logistics solutions. Yeah, this is the good way to develop supplies and turnover, and we encourage everyone to go to Tajikistan, to bring your business and your production cycles in our hubs, platforms, parks in Tajikistan. Thank you very much. Denis Vladimirovich Zhuravsky, Executive Director of the Association of Industrial Parks of Russia. Good day, dear colleagues. I'm happy to see, to feel that this experience of industrial zones, this culture that has developed in Russia is now going international, and more of our companies, they start entering, approaching, and existing in international markets, and our expertise is of great demand abroad. But it is not only due to that it develops and expands, because we are interested in such a dialogue with partners from other countries. And we, as a dedicated community, as the industry association, we fully support all the projects that have started and have been launched in other countries. In Tajikistan, right now, we are in the stage of proactive discussions, and we give our full support to these projects, and we hope to see them implemented and launched. So just to bring some numbers, not everyone knows about the scale and how far we've gone within these 15 years. In the Russian Federation, we have 407 platforms, professional industrial parks, and special economic zones of industrial production cycle type. But recently, we've started working with the statistics, and we implemented this new parameter, this age of the operating company, management company, and I have opened the recent figures. We have 57 management companies that are older than 10 years old, and they are quite successful, and we have representatives here. And Roman Andreevich named them, and we have more to come with their speeches, and they all refer to this group, and a lot of them are managed and managing different projects in different countries. So it's a portfolio of projects, and it's absolutely a trait of mature industry. 5, 6 years ago, we didn't have such a threshold, and now over 50 companies are of this kind, and that is a good character to become a reason for choice of such companies. So I am absolutely confident in the success of this system development. And another point I would like to stress, we step by step develop our international platform. The Association of Industrial Parks has operated within the Russian Federation, but we need more and more platforms for our mutual dialogue. And we are to help our investors to find such platforms. And this is what we do in Russia. And professionally, we have this dedicated service, this professional system of choosing the right suppliers and human resources and so on. And then we experience this demand to bring Russian platforms abroad, and they need this navigation. So the initiative that was announced by Mr. Ismakov at the international conference in Russia, this initiative found a very fast feedback within our colleagues and abroad. We speak about this demand to launch this international Center for Industrial Parks Network Development, and we feel that it should be business driven, not state organized. And starting autumn, we started this way, and at the moment, this organization is shaping as an international one, and we now have 5 countries and management companies, and we hope that it will expand. Today, we, together with Russian and Tajik Council, we signed the agreement, and we concluded that still will start. Well, the Council in Tajikistan will be presented in such lines, and when we have this joint park, it will become the platform, and we'll promote on that, and we'll bring our efforts to invite investors in from outside. We'll bring this information to Russian industrial production business, and this seamless navigation within international industrial platforms, it will have a need. So I encourage everyone to join this initiative. Everyone interested is welcome. Thank you very much. 1 minute and a half will give to this discussion. Artem Vladimirovich, we really understand the importance of participation of Bashkortostan Republic and this experience of the Republic in industrial parks development. It is needed, but we are so much limited within time. Good day. I will be very, very brief. So, I will speak about our experience of the Republic of Bashkortostan, and we cooperate strongly with the Republic of Tajikistan. And we, as the Cooperation of Development, we are in the process of negotiations with the number of investors that are ready to localize their production cycles in the territory of Bashkortostan. It's pharmaceuticals, light industry, and construction elements. So this our Tajik partners invited our specialists to visit the Kargohi cycle in Dushanbe. It's a former Tajik textile marsh. And why do we have such an interest given to us? Why did they choose us? Because as for today, the Republic of Bashkortostan takes the 4th place in terms of having industrial and techno parks, and the 2nd place in near Volga federal district. And we have our dedicated special economic zone Alga. It was created in 2020, but 2 years in a row we were named the most dynamically developed zone in the country, and last year they nominated us in the category and nomination of import substitution. So we have this direction of creation, development, and launch of such platforms. So Kargohis project, we together with our Tajik partners, we implemented audit of the existing enterprise, and as a result, we decided it is needed to assess the existing premises, because as for today, it is not possible to use the existing premises. So we need to do the assessment, the audit, and to come up with feasibility papers and technical designs and so on. So we would like to stress another thing. Right now, we're in the process of negotiations with the Russian business that is looking for localization. And the thing is, the industrial parks or techno parks, they legally in the territory of Tajikistan, they are not part of this preferences zone and system. And here we have a number of solutions to offer. The territories that we have considered, Kardohi, to get them into this special economic zone, or to legally frame it as the industrial park, and to impose a whole pool of preferences given. So we also have the representation of the representative of the Cooperation of the Middle Urals Cooperation, but I would like to invite you to have a dedicated, tailored meeting. It is such an important topic. So, dear colleagues, maybe I will not take this time because it's not possible to present all the operations that we offer. But I welcome everyone. One time, we encourage everyone to come to Inaprom because we showcase what we do, and we are focusing on unitary approach, and we expect the visits of the management of the government of the region to the Republic of Tajikistan. So thank you for your highlights that you brought. And I would like to give the floor to the big friend of Russian Tajik Council. He comes from the north of Tajikistan, the Sagdi region. The governor of this region is giving a lot of attention to cooperation within the framework of Russian Tajik Council and the Russian Chamber of Commerce. And Rajabua Matsuda, the governor of Sogdi region, and now we have his first deputy, and Anwar Shafkatchi, we are happy to see you. I need to say that we'll come visit you. So we have just your welcome bird, and all the questions, we'll take them with us, and personally, we'll ask them in presence. Thank you very much. Unfortunately, we don't have the sound.
I will try to speak louder. I congratulate you with a new meeting of the Business Council. Each of you, I'd like to call by name, but just to mention a few things, dear colleagues, thank you so much for sharing your presentation of Roman Andreevich, and in particular, and Ramadam Surich shared. So the issues that you discussed at the Moscow meeting of the Business Council and your visit in April, during the industry and trade ministries, that meeting was quite effective. Currently, we are very actively working on. We're working with the Nizhegorodsky region. And Mikhail Tesnikov and Dmitry Vladimirovich, who is also with you at the forum right now. So we're working with Yekaterinburg and the Sverdlovsk region. And your representative also came to visit us into Tajikistan, Ural Gidromash. And a lot of experts came to visit. We work quite a lot in the metallurgical industry, with chemical industries, and some of the projects with the group that you probably know, ANT Group, and other projects. I mean, that are really important for us in the cooperation. Currently, the video call has frozen, but he's back. I apologize, but the audio is a bit choppy, so it's hard to interpret. What we're trying to advance and sort of improve on is the tourism industry, and would like to see more projects in cooperation. We support your meeting of the Business Council. We hope to see you in June at the trade fair, and within our original sort of like meeting, we hope to discuss more about the details of how we can be helpful, how you can be helpful to us. So we hope to give any support that is needed for the projects that you might offer. So any support, and just greetings from us. And I wish you all the success of the work of the Business Council. So yeah, definitely congratulations to you all. The call was interrupted. And what Anvar Shavkadovich said, he just wanted to say the congratulations to some of the members of the Business Council. Dmitry Zhitkov of Green Plus. It is his birthday. He is 50, so congratulations, happy birthday. On behalf of us all. And we definitely would go into the details about the projects that you have, including the projects seeing the potential, how, in spite of all maybe possible difficult conditions of the legislation, how one can start the export opportunities. It's a bit it's a bit tough. We have to finish by 11:30 with a MOU signing, so we'll be definitely rushing. And apologize that some of the people might not have a chance to share. Some of the colleagues whose names I mentioned, you have very serious topics to cover, but I hope you will be brief as possible. Hopefully, it's possible. But we'll try to have an extra meeting sometime. Now to the banking sector. Financing of the banking service plays definitely a crucial role. I mean, how both of our countries can have access to the services and banking products. I mean, it all helps to create projects, to support projects. So, dear colleagues, as brief as possible, but share the main. So, Polikov. Mr. Polikov, please. Yeah, I'll try to be as brief as possible. So the international cooperation and financing it's there are quite a lot there, but and very detailed. But let me talk the main points. So developing of this program is important, obviously, as it was covered by some of you. The financing, part of the financing, for the most part, to be honest, will be from the governmental sources. And the experience of modeling similar services and projects will be used in order to start this new project. We'll be trying to adapt them in a way. So we'll have traditional support of the finance, whether it's loan, supporting of the agreements, and other ways of cooperating. And including the Russian industrial park in Tajikistan, that project definitely gets quite a lot of financial support and technical audit and evaluating the financial evaluation of that project and all the corporate procedures of the prospective companies. And definitely, there's a need to use external consultants for the legislation, and we definitely have to cover the regulation risks in order to optimally sort of provide the best of the best in terms of the support for the projects. So definitely, it's not about the financial side of the project, but the broader maybe involvement, the partners and the coordinators, the organizer of the financial and the legislation structure of the no. The structure, the legislation, the legal and the financial structure will be used not just for the industrial park, but for other projects. And so whether it will be federal financing or the direct financing, whether it's private or not, we will do our best to provide all support and possible, and we'll be sharing our expertise that has been sort of developed in a number of years. So the next floor will be given to a person with whom we sort of discussed the practical part, Mr. Markin. He's with Mir Privilegii, the world of privilege. I'll be brief, dear colleagues. So cooperating in the banking sector between Russia and Tajikistan is definitely a very important way. Developing it is crucial. Both of the countries are trying to do everything possible. So our bank, Mio Privilegio, the world of privileges, the supporting of migrants from Tajikistan into Russia. We provide a number of services, both issuing the bank cards, so these Tajik migrants could use banking transfers between Tajikistan and Russia. So there's a lot of support for the migrant labor force that is coming, but not just from Tajikistan, but now as we're talking about Tajikistan in particular, from Tajikistan. Quite a lot of migrants who are coming into Russia. They're doing a lot of help, contributing to the development of the economy of Russia. And there's a lot of demand. There's a lot of demand from these migrants in terms of getting mortgages for barn apartments, and that's one of the new services that we are sort of working on. And that's just in brief. Thank you very much. So, talking about the detailed and practical projects at this moment that I realized in Tajikistan, just to talk more about it, is Mr. Danilov. Vostochny Uголь is the name of the company, Eastern Coal. Yeah. Our company, Vostochny Uголь, or Eastern Coal, since 2023 started doing a research in Tajikistan focusing on two different things. First, reconstructing and development of hydrometallurgical raw material. It is done on Tachirenet, the existing company already there. Second is developing the coal areas in Tajikistan. What I want to say is about the first project, quite advanced in the technology of using or reusing the certain new technologies for the minerals. And since May, we are studying actually the transportation of these raw materials. And hopefully in June we'll get the final product and see how it is. And based in the same area, we're considering not just we're considering different kind of raw materials. I'd like to invite both Tajik and Russian partners in transportation and later import and export in different ways of the final product. Apart from that, I mean, that particular platform, it has, logistically speaking, it has different roads that lead to it, and there are different. There's a potential for other kind of businesses as well. So hopefully we'll be able to cooperate. And a little bit about second project. We are researching the coal mining areas, and two of the areas that were representative Gigi Krutin County. It is in the Fort Ignat, not far from, it's in the Egea region. We did quite a lot of research in that area and sort of like try to evaluate the possibility of the coal mining. And just, we see now the stages of, it is possible. But apart from this particular area, we are open to other areas. So, just because the first two offers that came from Tajikistan, I mean, economically it has its disadvantages. So, I'd like to share that the Business Council will consider helping us to gain access to other areas, such areas as Nazarvok, Mionado, Zigel, Tushkutan, and Sufa. Just help us to gain access to that particular areas for us to continue the research and evaluate the possibilities of actually studying the work itself. So, and in this direction, we welcome their new partnerships from the Russian and Tajik companies for the research and development of these mining areas. I did my best to do as brief as possible. Tajikistan is quite rich in raw materials, and if you take this particular component about the biological data, in the Republic of Tajikistan, there are about 36 different coal mining areas, and it is coal of different kinds. And the total is 4 billion tons. So, but the coal production itself is not no, the coal areas are not started properly, and the access to the sort of like foundations of where the coal is, I mean, it does need more research, and I think we have to cooperate on that together. And so our business council is quite actively involved in gaining access and discussing the licensing in the development areas. So I think with your particular project, I mean, would like to connect it as well.
And taking this chance, I would like to give the floor to you. I'm so happy to welcome you. Muhman is such a shy person, and he understands that we are much limited with time, so he decided to say just a couple of words in this roundup session. So before we enter this human resources topic, we would like to have your address. First of all, I would like to express my deepest respect to the organizers of the Forum Russia Islamic World and everything that we need, that you need from Tajikistan. Will give all support possible, and we will help any initiatives in this bilateral system of Russia and Tajikistan cooperation, and we invite to enter this system of cooperation the largest enterprises. We have a very powerful energy sector, power sector, so I would like to address a lot of things to the foundation. So I was very careful listening to the presentation. So we'll try to give the access to all the foundations, to all the archives, to all the enterprises interested. And yes, I have a lot to say, but unfortunately, recently in Tajikistan, unfortunately, we don't have much time. So recently in Tajikistan, we've gained quite a positive situation with additional benefits, and we feel we are quite comfortable to work in comparing to other countries. And on behalf of Russian Tajik Business Council, we'll do all our best to make this process of business operations for Russian business in Tajikistan to be the most comfortable. So I would like to also thank Islam Zamirovich personally, because this year he dedicated to this issue, and he spends almost all of his personal time, professional time in our region, and we are so thankful to him, and I hope to see the best results very soon. And we want to see joint projects in the territory of Tajikistan, and we tie with Russian business. We want to come up with a good logistics hub, because Tajikistan is one of the gateways to further China, Pakistan, Afghanistan, and so on. And as Islam Zamirovich said, this crossroad from Kashim region to Pakistan, it's only 11 kilometers. Just imagine this corridor, and then we can hit China, and then Afghanistan is across the river, and you can touch it, even the other side. So I hope we'll implement everything and we'll see it in real. And all our plans, all our drawings, designs, they will be seen in commissioning. And very soon we'll be there. We'll get there. Thank you very much. So, Muhammad Muhammad, thank you for your encourage given to Tajikistan partners to participate in regional projects. We welcome the Minister of Transport of the Republic of Tajikistan within this forum, distinguished Aziz Ibrahim. He's a great patriot of his republic, and all the projects that we discuss, all the agenda that we dive in, it will be proved by our real steps, and we will continue with the discussion, but we need to highlight the interests of business and scientific community and to drag attention to the key issues on how to enter the market, how to access the South Asia region. And dear colleagues, I would like to welcome, unfortunately we'll not have time for a presentation, Nikolai Zakharov, Green Engineering and Consulting, and his colleagues from the company Bars Consult. And after this meeting, we'll sit together and we'll discuss in details all the topics interested for both sides, Tajik and Russian. So welcome, welcome everyone. I give the best respect to everyone, the representatives of Tajik banking sector, and it was not an easy road. So we have some questions, and we have Web and Gazprom Bank. We have Gazprom Bank people here with us, and Mir Privilegii, the World of Privileges. We have joint projects, and the representatives of Wildberries company, the director of international projects, Rafael Arbramyan, he is with us. We'll discuss the provisions for cooperation with Tajikistan. So I hope we'll have time to sit and precisely talk about the real things. And the last but not least 3 minutes, the question that is so important, this human resources chapter. We understand that as for today, we cannot pay the needed dedication, the dedicated attention, but under this group of company, and we have the president, Mr. Kapytin Alexander. So as the result of your business mission, what is your conclusion? Maybe not a presentation, not a report, but just the highlights. So thank you for giving me the floor, because we speak today a lot about the resources, but human resources is the main resource, and the human resources is everything. So thank you for giving us the opportunity to have this business mission in the beginning of the year, and to be hospitably met in Tajikistan, and together with one of the vocational institutions, we came up with a project on human resources training, education. In the territory of the Russian Federation, we focus on training of people, focusing on high hazardous operations in oil and gas and mining, and within this last within the quarter of 2024, we've had about 4,000 of people trained, and 60% of them, they are the representative of the Middle East Asia, and Tajikistan is also part of it. But we want to develop this topic, but we want to cut the cost and time, and not to train the staff on the sites, but to train them where they live, where they belong to. And unfortunately, we've forgotten about the questions of migration. And as for today, due to political issues is paused, but is parked. But I hope that in the nearest future it will be highlighted and will be able to implement the plans we defined, and we want to have good labor flows from Tajikistan supplied to the largest Russian enterprises. Thank you very much. And I think that this migration issue is not paused and parked, but it is experiencing a great focus given. We see the addresses, announcements made by the dedicated bodies that this topic is so important, and it is managed. It is considered, and therefore it gives us optimism to hope to have a solution in a positive way, both for the Russian Federation and the Republic of Tajikistan and the enterprises, the enterprises of the Central Asia and other regions, and the partners of the Russian Federation. Thank you very much. So, Rodion Igorevich, your floor is yours. Very brief. In terms of migration, I want to bring the numbers in terms of human resources. 85% of labor migrants coming to Russia, they have the vocational education. They don't have professional, excuse me, they have the secondary education. They do not have vocational professional education, and it is a very burning issue. And we understand the importance of education. And when Roman Andreevich said about the stimulation and promotion on technical development and technoparks, he mentioned the following. The development of infrastructure for industrial parks requires the development of human resources. We cannot neglect it. We cannot leave it away. And we need to understand that when we create infrastructure for development of industry, therefore, if we speak about the localization, it is important for the companies localized on site to have enough human resources and to have this access, to provide them with this access to human resources. And starting 2002 in Tajikistan, they started developing the questions of professional and vocational education and training. And my point is, there was a discussion in Tajikistan around the training, who should do this, the Ministry of Education or the Ministry of Labor, and involvement of population. But in this last year only was the dedicated agency created, the Committee on the Elementary and Secondary Education and Vocational Education, holding and managing the questions on human resources, training, education. And it is important to build ties with the regions of the Russian Federation, and the Ministry of Trade and Commerce should focus on that because they focus on the development of industrial parks. So let us highlight it, let us stress it, and this is the way for development and education and training of human resources. We need it. We need to tackle it. Thank you very much. Dubraginovich, thank you very much. So I would like to announce this in this address. I would like to encourage everyone. This encouragement that I give to the members of the Business Council and to this larger and medium-sized enterprises in Russia that understand this human resources, that Tajikistan is part of their strategy of development, and other Middle Asia, Central Asian countries, and let us bring together our efforts. So professional, technical, vocational institutions providing this vocational education, we need to focus this topic, and they are still in the region. They are present. They experience lack of finance or other problems. Of course, they experience some limitations, lags, but in this issue, we could give a hand, a good hand, together with the Ministry of Industry, and it is a significant problem. And by solving this problem, we'll solve a lot of our economic tasks. And I haven't mentioned Promtechnica company. Deputy director is here. This is a company from Nizhny Novgorod. I really wanted them to say a couple of words on legalization of their business in Tajikistan Republic and the territory of this industrial park, one of the first residents. Thank you very much for giving us this chance to participate in this event. I would like to say a couple of words about our company. Our team, within 2 years, we've been very successful in starting the production cycle in satellite Nizhny Novgorod city on production of automobiles and trucks, and 2 years took us to equip it. The production cycle is fully fledged production now, and Tajikistan is considered by us as the new destination for production of specialized automobiles and trucks that will that will be the part of this model. In order to implement the projects in Tajikistan, we need premises, squares, land plots, and our design department is ready to join, and the payback, the return of investments is 3-4 years. So this is it. Thank you very much. I would like to say that today is not an usual day for the members of Business Council. It's quite a big team. This day, Dmitry Zhitkov has his anniversary, and another, our key member, Mazarina Valerievna, she also has her anniversary. Congratulations. Thank you for your proactivity, for your involvement, contribution in this Russian Tajik cooperation. It's her routine. It's her everyday work. Thank you for your contribution, for your work. And we have a lot of interesting projects ahead. Please be good and successful. All the best to everyone. And at the end, I would like to offer everyone to have a family picture. That would be nice. So everyone is invited. Thank you very much.